Mankind likes to believe that there are no monsters, that we have always ruled the world. It is not so.
There was a dead man eating Sarah's chicken. The man was seated at Sarah's kitchen table. He had been in his 30s when he died. He looked like he'd been dead for a while. His skin and hair were dark. His eyes were a milky white. He wore a nice-looking suit, the kind you get buried in. The suit was dirty, as was the dead man. He looked exactly like someone who'd clawed his way up out of a grave. He was also covered in blood. Most of it was on his hands and face, but a generous coating of red was splattered across his suit. Sarah dropped the groceries she'd been carrying. The man looked up, still chewing. The chicken he was eating was not cooked. He swallowed, then raised his hand and said, "Please don't scream." Sarah didn't scream. She ran. She made it out of the kitchen and halfway through the living room before the dead man caught up with her. A cold, sticky hand clamped onto her arm like a vice. Sarah tried to pull away, but the dead man jerked her towards him with the kind of strength she would expect from a silverback gorilla. Now Sarah screamed. The dead man's other hand clamped over her mouth, smothering the sound. The hand was wet with half-congealed blood. Sarah grabbed his wrist, tried to pull the gross thing off her face, still screaming. She might as well have been trying to bend rebar. The dead man's grip was so strong she was worried he'd pulp her jaw. "Stop screaming," the dead man ordered. Sarah had no intention of obeying, but when she took a breath through her nose, the smell hit. Decay, rotten eggs, the coppery tang of blood. Sarah's scream turned into a gag. She choked, trying not to vomit. She didn't think she could make the dead thing let go. If she threw up, there was a real risk she'd choke to death on her own sick. "That's better," said the corpse. He withdrew his hand from her mouth, but kept a tight, slimy grip on her arm. "If you try to scream again, I will eat 2 of your fingers." Sarah was too busy gagging to answer for a moment. When she got her breath somewhat under control, she regarded the dead man. He looked completely serious. If you..." Sarah swallowed and tried again. Her heart was pounding so hard she thought it might burst out of her chest. "Won't that just make me scream more?" The dead man considered that. He looked neither annoyed nor amused. He nodded slowly. "I suppose it would. In that case, I will crush your larynx. Then I will eat the rest of you." The corpse leaned closer. "You will still be alive when I start to feed." Sarah came very close to soiling herself. She stared at the dead man, trying not to hyperventilate. Then she nodded. Okay, no screaming." The corpse said nothing. It just watched. Sarah swallowed again. She asked, "Are you going to eat me?" She didn't know what she would do if he said yes. "I would prefer not to," said the dead man. "You will be more useful alive." "Oh." The answer was not as reassuring as Sarah hoped, but it was better than a yes. "Okay, good." The corpse watched her for a moment longer. He said, "I'm going to let you go now. You will follow me to the kitchen. You can put your groceries away. You can make some coffee if you like. If you try to run, I will kill you. If you try to fight, I will kill you. Do you understand?" Sarah said nothing. The dead man waited. She suspected he could wait all day. Sarah nodded. She said, "Yes, I understand." "Good," said the dead man. He released her arm and gestured towards the kitchen. "Go." Sarah picked up her grocery bags and shakily walked to the kitchen. The dead thing followed. It watched her make coffee. "Do you want a cup?" she asked him. She didn't really want to make coffee for an undead home invader, but being polite sounded like a good idea. "No." The dead man did not sit, but he did pick up the raw chicken breasts he'd been eating earlier. He went back to eating. Making coffee only took a minute. Sarah spent the time putting away her groceries. She got some paper towels and wiped the bloody handprints off her face and arm while she waited. She looked around the kitchen while she was at it, but she didn't see anything she could use. A kitchen knife or a pair of scissors would work just fine against a normal man, but she didn't think they'd do a damned thing to a walking corpse. Stabbing the dead man would just piss him off. Sarah wondered if the dead man would let her change her clothes. Sarah had just worked a double shift at the hospital, and she was still wearing her scrubs. She would very much like to get out of them and get a shower, if possible. The dead man was clearly dangerous, but he did say he wanted her alive. "Any chance I could get a little privacy?" Sarah asked. "I need a shower." "No," said the dead man. "If I leave you alone, you will try to escape or call for help." He tilted his head, thinking. He held out his hand. "Give me your phone." Sarah grimaced. She'd been planning on trying to text for help once she sat down. The dead man waited, hand outstretched. Sarah dug her phone out and passed it over. The dead man tucked it into his pocket. Sarah sat with her coffee. The dead man finished his chicken and went back to the fridge, pulling out a pack of ground hamburger meat. Sarah asked a question. "Who are you?" She frowned. "What are you?" The dead man finished chewing and swallowed before he answered. "In life, I was Charles Pierre Leblanc. I was a real estate developer and a practicing Bokor." "Bokor?" asked Sarah. The dead man's eyebrows rose. "You live in New Orleans, and you don't know what a Bokor is?" "I live in a trailer park in the suburbs," Sarah corrected, "and they didn't cover that in nursing school." "I see." The dead man stuffed more meat into his mouth. After he swallowed, he said, "Do you know what voodoo is?" "I know what a voodoo doll is," Sarah told him. "Close enough, I suppose." The dead man ate more meat. Voodoo is both a religion and a school of magic. A Bokor is a practitioner who has power. A Bokor may use that power magic for good and for ill. We serve the Loa with both hands, one might say. "Okay. So you were a voodoo priest. Got it. Is that why you were..." She gestured at the dead man. "Here?" "In part," the dead man agreed. "I was murdered. I don't know how long ago exactly, but judging from the state of my body, I'd say it'd been at least a year." "Murdered? Okay." Sarah brought her coffee close to her nose. She loved coffee, but the smell couldn't cover the overpowering stench of the corpse. "Is that why you're here? You want me to help solve your murder?" "No." The dead man finished the last of the meat. "I know who killed me. My wife was quite smug about it. She was not happy I planned to leave her for Millie." "Millie?" Sarah prompted. "My secretary," the dead man explained. He opened the fridge but didn't see any more meat. He settled for licking the blood off his fingers. Sarah's stomach was already roiling, but it almost rebelled at the sight. "So, what then?" Sarah asked. "Why are you here?" "Because I was raised from the dead," the dead man explained. He grimaced. "My body was supposed to be cremated, but I'm guessing my wife didn't implement the will." "I meant, why are you in my house?" she corrected. "What do you want from me?" "Honestly," the dead man shrugged, "not much. I broke in because the sun was rising." "The sun?" Sarah blinked. A spark of hope stirred in her chest. "The sun hurts you?" "No," said the dead man, "but it would certainly make me more conspicuous." He gestured at himself. "Look at me, girl. Do you think I walk around in daylight without attracting attention?" "I guess not," Sarah admitted. She glanced lovingly towards the living room. She could see the door over the counter that separated the living room from the kitchen. If she could just get outside. "That said," the corpse continued, "you might be useful. I need information." He pulled out Sarah's cell phone and tapped it. The phone didn't do anything. The dead man frowned. "Oh, right. Touchscreens are temperature controlled." He looked at Sarah. "Do you have a laptop, girl?" Sarah nodded. "Yes." "We will go get it then," the dead man decided. The dead man set the laptop up on the kitchen table. He made Sarah give him the password. He typed and clicked silently for a minute. "What are you doing?" Sarah asked. "Finding my wife," the dead man explained. 10 seconds later he said, "It looks like Bianca is out of reach. She did a poor job of covering up my murder. She was sentenced 2 years ago. She's serving time in the Louisiana State Penitentiary." "That's too bad," Sarah said judiciously. "It doesn't matter," said the dead man. "I would murder her if it was convenient, but it's not a priority." "What is priority?" Sarah asked. "For you, I mean." "That is a good question." The dead man leaned back in his chair. He thought for a moment, then went back to typing into the laptop. "I suppose I'll find the idiot who raised me. I ate his friends, but the little shit managed to escape." "Raised you?" Sarah asked. "Do you know why he did it?" "Because he's a novice," the dead man told her. "An amateur. No competent folklore could ever have been stupid enough to do such a thing." "Why not?" Sarah asked. The dead man looked up from Sarah's laptop for a moment. "Tell me, girl, what do you know about zombies?" Only what I've seen in movies," Sarah shrugged. "Dead people that walk around biting people. If you get bit, you die and become one of them." "That's not how it works," said the dead man. "Zombies are not infectious." He frowned. "Or at least not that way. I imagine a zombie's mouth would have some nasty bacteria, so a bite might be fatal in the end." He glanced down at his hands. They'd been licked clean. He licked the sleeve of his suit jacket instead. The dead man continued. "A real zombie is just a reanimated corpse. It will retain the memories and skills of the person it had been in life. It will even show bits of personality, if the one raising it is good enough. Some of the zombies I've raised were so lifelike even they didn't realize they were dead. Most zombies are slow and clumsy. It takes a lot of skill to invest a cadaver with agility, or intelligence for that matter. Only the most powerful practitioners can invest a zombie with the ability to speak. Combine that with the smell and the fact that the body will soon continue to decay, and you can see why they make poor servants." The dead man fell silent. "Okay," said Sarah. "So what are they good for?" "Violence, mostly," said the dead man. "A zombie uses its full strength without any other safeguards the human body usually puts in place. That makes them 4 or 5 times stronger than a regular person. They don't get tired, and they are very difficult to stop. If you cut a zombie into pieces, the parts will continue to try to kill you. They can be laid to rest by their summoner or a sufficiently powerful bokor, but the only other way to destroy one is complete immolation. More skilled practitioners can do more with them. Most of the zombies I raised were for the purpose of gathering information. The dead know everything they know in life, and they cannot lie. That is why I was raised, I think. The little shit wanted me to teach him my secrets." "I'm guessing you didn't want to help him with that," Sarah noted. "Oh, but I do," said the dead man. "I will help him learn the error of his ways." The zombie typed silently for another 10 seconds, then said, "Zombies do not have souls. It is not possible to raise one while the soul is present. A being without a soul does not usually have a will of its own. They're like this laptop. They'll do what you tell them and not one thing more." "You seem, pretty willful," Sarah pointed out. "I'm not a normal zombie," the dead man explained. "I was a bokor." "I don't know what that means," said Sarah. "It's not complicated," said the zombie. "A normal zombie is animated solely by the raiser's magic. That magic replaces its will, makes it obedient. The problem is that magic is not solely a thing of the soul. The body of a practitioner still has magic coursing through it, especially if that practitioner is a Vodun, skilled in necromancy. When the little shit's magic fueled my reanimation and touched the power already dwelling within me, that power took over my body, rejecting the shit's influence." "So you're a free zombie," Sarah guessed. "That's, good, I guess." "It was very not good," said the dead man. "There is a good reason no one dares to raise a fellow practitioner. Once animated, a zombie will remain active until it's laid to rest or destroyed. While the power that keeps me animated won't run out, the power that keeps my mind working will. It needs to be fed. Normal zombies are harmless unless they are directed to do harm. Practitioners that are made zombies become flesh eaters, like revenants." "Oh, shit." Sarah didn't like the sound of that. "So you really are planning to eat me?" "I haven't decided," the dead man admitted. "I ate 2 people a few hours ago. I still feel hungry, but the hunger will be continuous for as long as I exist. I probably won't need to kill and eat anyone else for a few days at least. And there are better targets than some random girl in a trailer park." "Okay." Sarah was pretty sure the zombie was going to eat her. Not right now, but soon. "So, what? You're going to sit there on my computer till sunset, then let me go?" "I haven't decided," the zombie repeated. He fiddled with the computer mouse for a moment. "Ah, here we are." "What are you doing?" Sarah asked. She tried to keep her tone casual. This thing was going to kill her. She was sure of it. Whether it ate her after was beside the point. Unless it decided to eat her before killing her. Shit. She had to find a way to get out of here. Or kill the thing. Or maybe convince it to leave? "I'm on Facebook," the dead man told her. "There are a limited number of practitioners that are capable of raising the dead. I know most of them, but I didn't recognize the little shit that raised me. He was most likely someone's new apprentice. I'm hoping he'll have friended his..." The zombie's eyes narrowed. "There. Him." Sarah almost got up to look. Then she decided she didn't want to get closer to the zombie if she didn't have to. "Who is he?" she asked. She shifted in her seat. The dead man looked distracted. If she could just... "Don't try it," the dead man warned. "I wasn't," Sarah protested. Then she sighed. "So who's the guy?" "The nephew of one of my colleagues," the dead man said. "Jason Bordeaux. I don't see an age, but he's either a teenager or a young adult. Gifted, too. If he's raising the dead so early in his apprenticeship." He shook his head. "Too bad the boy is a fool." "You're going to kill him, right?" Sarah asked. She hoped he would, since the dumb kid sicked a zombie on her. "Eat him, maybe?" "I think I will," said the dead man. He frowned. "This will be a problem, though. If the boy has any sense, he'll have told his master what happened. Papa Laurent could be hunting for me as we speak. At the very least, he'll be prepared for my arrival." "Can Papa Laurent lay you to rest?" Sarah asked. "No." The dead man shook his head. "Flesh-eating zombies can't be laid to rest that way. If we could, I would have contacted him already." He shrugged. "No matter. I just need to find a good crematorium." Sarah thought for a moment. "If you're going to destroy yourself anyway, why do all this? Why come here?" "Consequences," the dead man said simply. "Animating my body was an act of extreme disrespect. It must be punished. I will take my revenge on the boy and on his family. Only then will I cast myself into the fire." "If that's the case," Sarah hesitated. Screw it. It was worth a shot. "If that's the case, can't you just leave? We can clean you up. You can take my car. You can go right now before they get organized. Catch them with their pants down." The dead man was silent for a long minute. The only sound in the kitchen were the click-clacks of his fingers on the keyboard. Sarah was starting to wonder if he'd heard her. "Charles?" The zombie said nothing for several more seconds. Then he said, "No. My existence is not important, but I will not risk being destroyed before I have my revenge." He glanced at his hands, grimaced again, then started licking the blood off his other sleeve. "Do you need more meat?" asked Sarah. "I could go to the..." She stuttered under the zombie's withering glare. "Store..." "I understand your wish to escape," said the dead man. "But could you please not insult my intelligence?" I'd leave you alone, Sarah promised. I'd just stay away until dark. You could do whatever you want. You would contact the police, the dead man told her, or possibly one of my colleagues. Besides, I still have a use for you. You do? Sarah swallowed. But you don't. You've already got my laptop. Yes, the zombie agreed. You've been mostly cooperative. Quite helpful, all things considered. The dead man gave Sarah an inquisitive look. Do you have any rope? Rope? Oh, God. He wanted to tie her up. No rope. Duct tape? Asked the corpse. Sarah shook her head. The zombie shook his head. Unfortunate. Why do you want to tie me up? Sarah asked. It would simplify things. The zombie closed the laptop. Would you like some breakfast, girl? My name is Sarah, Sarah growled at him. And what I want is for you to get the fuck out so I can get some sleep. Careful, Sarah. The dead man fixed her with milky dead eyes. I don't abide disrespect, and I feel like I could use some breakfast myself. I'm not letting you tie me up, Sarah insisted. You will, the dead man said calmly. The alternative is that I break your arms and legs. I'd prefer to keep you alive. I have no need to keep you comfortable. Why? Sarah demanded. She was still terrified, but her anger was threading its way through her fear. What do you want me for? I need a white goat, the zombie told her. His voice was matter of fact, like she should know what that meant. What the hell is a white goat? Sarah demanded. I suppose you wouldn't know, the zombie admitted. It's an industry term, you could say. Tell me, girl, do you know how zombies are raised? Obviously I don't, Sarah told him. It requires a ritual, the dead man explained. A ritual and a sacrifice. The size of the sacrifice depends on the power of the bokor and the age of the cadaver. For the recently deceased, a little blood is enough. Older dead requires more power, which requires a larger sacrifice. A mouse, a chicken perhaps. Jason Bordeaux killed a chicken when he raised me. I'm a dead thing, Sarah, the zombie continued. Calling the dead will be much harder for me. I have no soul to call on, and my blood contains no life. If I'm to assault Papa Laurent in his place of power, I will need more than just my hands. He frowned. Do you happen to own a gun? Sarah shook her head. If I did, I would have gone for it. It would not have helped, the dead man assured her. I will need help. The simplest way to get that help is to raise the dead. A chicken or a dog would have been enough when I was alive. Now such a sacrifice would only get me one zombie, and I need at least 3. I need a white goat. I still don't know what that is, Sarah reminded him. It's an unfortunate thing, Sarah, the zombie continued as if she hadn't spoke. I'm not Charles LeBlanc, not really. His soul transformed years ago. I'm just his body and memory, fueled by magic and death. But I have his knowledge. I have his power. He shook his head. If I hadn't been so caught up in the hunger, I could have touched Jason Bordeaux. Killed him right there, or at least taken a piece of him. A single hair would have been enough for me to take my revenge. Then none of this would be necessary. I don't know what you're talking about, said Sarah. It was a lie. She knew. She knew, but she didn't want to believe it. Her pulse hadn't slowed down much during their time in the kitchen, but it was really racing now. What is the white goat? The white goat? The dead man leaned closer. His milky eyes gleamed. The white goat is a sacrifice. A human sacrifice.